The Tony Awards and a sixth grade graduation just taught me the same lesson on Sunday. I got to go to a graduation for a sixth grader, my grandchild, and I had a strange realization this week. It came from two places that on the surface have absolutely nothing to do with each other. They stay with me here because I think both of them expose something Hollywood desperately needs right now. Everybody in town is celebrating the success of Backrooms and Obsession, and they should. Those are real hits. Hollywood started asking the same question it always asks. How do we make more of those? Jaws works, everybody makes shark movies. Blair Witch works, everybody makes found footage movies. Paranormal Activity works, everybody makes micro-budget horror. Now, but I watched the Tonys on Sunday night, and Broadway was telling us a different story. Look at what audiences and critics were celebrating. Schmigadoon, a joyful musical about love, optimism, and liberation, a deeply human play about relationships, identity, connection. Ragtime, one of the greatest American stories ever written. A promise and heartbreak of America. John Lithgow being recognized for work about power and legacy, and only happens when artists take chances. I'm sitting in a sixth grade graduation watching these kids prepare to leave elementary school and move on to the next chapter. It hit me harder than any headline because what were they talking about? Friendship, courage, dreams, their future, their fears, their hopes. Suddenly it hit me. The Tony Awards and the graduations were teaching the exact same lesson. People still want meaning. People want connection. People still want stories that help them understand themselves. People want to make stories that make them believe that tomorrow can be better than today. That's why I think Hollywood might be losing its way, because too much of today's entertainment business is being run by tech companies hiding inside streamers and studios. Before everybody gets mad, I'm not anti-tech, I'm not anti-AI, and I'm not anti-streaming. These are tools and they're incredible, but technology asks different questions than storytellers do. Technology says what converts, what retains, what drives engagement, what algorithms reward. Storytellers say what matters, what lasts, what changes people, what inspires people. Not just opening weekends. It wasn't just about quarterly earnings. It was about creating worlds people wanted to live inside, like E.T., Back to the Future, Jurassic Park. These weren't simply just films. They became parts of our lives. They created wonder and curiosity and hope. That's why families still share them. That's why generations keep discovering them. Horror is a great business. Always has been. Low budgets, high returns, passionate audiences, nothing wrong with that. If the lesson Hollywood takes from this summer is simply, let's make more horror movies, then we're learning that the smallest possible lesson, because Broadway just reminded us of something important. Ragtime, Schmigadoon, Death of a Salesman, Book of Mormon, the greatest stories aren't just products. They're conversations, they're mirrors, they're bridges between generations. Horror can make money, but meaning builds culture, and culture is what lasts. That's the lesson Broadway taught us this week. It's the lesson that those sixth graders taught us this week. It's the lesson Hollywood needs to hear the most. Because the future doesn't belong to the stories that simply frighten us. Family business. Come see us at Beverly Hills Content Studios.